Alright, so just finished reading the second section there, and we got a lot of talk about. There's a lot of action going on um, as we were walked through the whole execution of their plan that they've been planning for a long time, and that's actually kind of where I wanted to get at first. The thing that shocked me the most in this second section was how, and once again, Dave Cullen does a great job of taking you in and walking you through their heads and what they were doing, and it just really, it's very revealing of some of the stuff that they did, and it freaks me out that they were with it enough to go through with this plan, and not only just go through it, and they didn't throw it together, but they planned it out, and everything that went along with their planning and stuff. That's what I want to get at for my first little response here. On page 40 at the beginning of chapter 10, it about like 10 or so lines down, it says the first stop was the grocery store, and then it continues, and the rest of that paragraph is describing everything that they needed to get at the grocery store and why they went to the grocery store. And then the next paragraph says they returned to Eric's house at 7 and they split up. Eric filled the propane tanks. Dylan got the gasoline. They allotted half an hour to assemble the big bombs and set up the cars, and an hour, one last round for gearing up and practice and chill. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about when I said Dave takes us through, and the fact that they planned this out, like it wasn't just thrown together like a big mess. They go into detail, and they actually had time slots for making the propane tanks and making the bombs. This was all planned ahead of time, and even into detail for like half an hour assemble. It says they allotted half an hour to assemble the big bombs, and then as it continues, what really freaked me out, maybe the most yet, in this book, is when it says that they planned in 1 hour for practice, and so that must mean like pretending to maybe run out of ammo and then reload the ammo quickly so that they can maximize their kill count, and ultimately one up Mick Vaugh from Waco. And then the second little response that I had, what was really interesting, was seeing how differently, and maybe a better way of saying that is saying how the people around in the community and the teachers and the students in the school at the moment, how they took it for best case scenario, which is so different from nowadays. And what I mean by that is, best case scenario is some of the students saw Eric and Dylan up on the little roof, or up on the upper level, and they thought it was a prank, and so they started running toward them to get in on the fun and get in on the action, and that's just terrifying to me, because obviously if that happened in today's society, people would expect the worst right away and be like, this isn't a game, this isn't a prank, this is a school shooting, and it would just be a completely different, the first thought that went through their mind would be completely different, in my opinion, today as compared to when it happened back then. And the second example of this is when the teacher saw it, and she thought it was a paintball gun. I just don't think in today's world, I don't think any of the teachers in today's world would think first that it was just a paintball gun. I think we're always thinking worst case scenario now, and partially because of this book, or because of Columbine, how it changed our thinking, and ultimately how we perceive things such as school shootings. So those are my two little feedback things for section 2. I'm really enjoying the book, and can't wait to read some more.